Okay, back to AC/DC, and in the last video I mentioned that the slingshots were a little gummy and not so slingy or shoddy. So what I'm doing is disassembling everything. That's all clean. I've cleaned up all this, the switches. I use my Dremel wire brush to polish up contact points. This is an important thing to clean your pivot point. If it's going to be gummy, that's likely where it's going to be the most gummy. And then cleaned up all the additional parts. Especially in there, that's where you slide onto that pivot point. So make sure those two spots are nice and clean, and this thing should be a beauty. I almost got this weird wear spot right there. See that? It's a little bit, just looks like it's been rubbing a little bit or something, but it doesn't concern me. And then new sleeve on the menu as well. Then I shall rinse and repeat for the left side. Alright, slingshot mission is complete. Those are now garbage. I've cleaned everything nice and thoroughly, and now check this out. Very slingy and shoddy now. And same with the other side, although a little hard to see, but you can hear it's nice and snappy. So I also cleaned the playfield underneath them, the underside, and slowly but surely cleaning up all this carbon dust in the flipper area. When I rebuild the flippers, that will get rid of the majority of it. There was a bunch of the carbon dust in the switch, like you can see a little bit there, but it's not, see, here's a little spot. It comes off pretty easily. Here is a, let's find a spot for you right there. You kind of just give it a little bit of a wipe, and it's hard to get it all, but you can definitely get it better. And right inside, there's some more carbon dust, but I don't think I'm going to be going through it every single switch slot, but definitely trying to get rid of as much of that dust as I can, because, you know, I'm going to be cleaning the playfield and changing the rubbers, and I want to track as little of that dust back onto the playfield as possible. So just kind of everywhere I go, every mecca I do, try and reduce the total fiber dust content. But I've decided I'm going to reuse, well, reuse isn't the word, but replace these rubbers with black rubbers. I've never done that before that I can recall, but I think I'm going to stick with black because, you know, I think it'll just look better. If I put white rubbers on there, I fear they're going to get dirty quicker just because of how many plays are on this machine. And unless I take apart and clean every friggin' square millimeter of every single mech, which there isn't that many to do, then that carbon fiber is going to track a little easier. So I'm going to stick with black. I've got lots of black rubbers, so, and I think black looks just fine and dandy too. That's what's on there now, so that is the plan. Did I check this? Yeah, I checked that flasher. These three were all dead, and I think there are no more flashers that are accessible from the bottom here. So yeah, that's pretty good progress so far today, because the part 2 video was actually from today as well, and Jamie's asleep right now. Otherwise I'd be up there doing some mega touch and having a beer. There we go. It almost looked like it was dirty there, but it was just the shadow. Okay, yeah, so what else can I do while she's sleeping? Something I don't want to get too deep into. You know what I might do? I like to save the flippers for last because I hate them the most. Pop. Oh, I did solder this wire back on here. It came on just attached just fine. I could clean up the pop bumpers. Ugh, that's not that fun. Oh, here's, oh no, okay. Yeah, so, you know, I think I'll save the underside. I'm pretty close to finishing the underside. What I think I'm gonna do is start taking apart the top side. That's a little more fun. And then plug away underneath if need to. Because, you know, I might want to clean up all these trough optos and miscellaneous stuff like that. But, yeah, so I think it's top side teardown time. Janie's awake. Time to go play Mega Touch and have a beer and reward myself for all my hard efforts. Actually, not really that hard, just tedious. Anyway, I'll continue on this video tomorrow, probably. So, stay tuned. Where do I point? Right there. Okay, well, we played some Mega Touch last night, got some new high scores, and now it is back to the action. Okay, so I'm going to be disciplined and do something on Black Hole first before I go to AC/DC like I said I would. I'm going to do the last pop bumper from around right about there. And then it'll be fun time. AC/DC is pain time. It's not that bad, but this is what I want to do now, or next, is strip the playfield down. So that is going to be my fun for the day. And then probably have one or two shenaniganders over to play some pinball tonight. This may be the last pop bumper you ever see me record. On Black Hole anyways, because this is the last one. It's not quite as dirty as the upper ones. The lower one just doesn't get as much action. So I've cleaned this guy all up. It's nice and pretty now. Look at this spoon. It's beauty. I could even take my Dremel brush to it, maybe even go try and get the tarnish off. But no, that was probably more tarnish than dirt. So this is clean, and I gotta clean the coil. But yeah, I'm being disciplined, doing pop bumpery stuff, and then moving on to AC/DC. Oh, and look, I got my package in from Dawson Electronics. Now, it was a little slow, but Eric at Dawson, I guess he's ill, and his daughter's taking over the company. So it's going through some changes. They're getting out of the eBay store and just going directly to their website, but it did come. I finally got it. I got some miscellaneous goods. This is wire harness stuff for System 80 machines. Build your own, you know, interconnect. I got 200 of these nylon acorn nuts. Now they're a little bit beigey, not quite pure white, but that's okay as long as they're consistent. That'll last a while. This is which system is this? System 1. Oh yeah, okay. MPU to power supply. Right, okay. A few battery holders, and then some capacitors, which are good to use in like Bally solenoid drivers, 15,000 UF, 35 volt. And I think that is about it. Oh wait, no, there's more. It's hiding in there. I think I might have two of these. They're little lock pins for connectors. I think I ordered more, maybe more than that, but maybe not. I forget. Oh, there they are. Yeah. All right. So stocked up on some miscellaneous stuff. This wiring harness stuff will probably last me a lifetime. Oh yeah, I forgot. I got a soundboard harness because I think I was missing one in all the black holes. Because initially we were going to do 3, and I think I'll be black hole burned out after 2. So we'll put together a build-it-yourself black hole for the 3rd one, which will come with pretty much everything you need. But yeah, that's a little ways down the way. Anyway, oh, dropping stuff. It's a socket for AC/DC. Okay, so I'm going to finish up here and then go over to the fun stuff. It's nice and clean now. Oh yeah. There is officially the last pop bumper finished. And everything's cleaned and lined up. You can see, can you see? We got that adjusted just right. And then of course, boom. All right, let's go to the more fun stuff now. All right, let's have a look at this playfield one last time. Because the goal now is to, well, let's see, what time is it? I don't know. Let's just say 5 o'clock. And I probably will have some shenanigans over maybe 8 o'clock. I think that's what I'll plan for. So that'll leave me 3 hours, roughly, to try and strip this guy down as best as I can. So the first order of operation is to lift the playfield, disconnect all the connectors that feed down for the flashers and switches on the ramps and stuff like that, label those connectors, and then start tearing shit apart. So other than the 2 ramps, I don't see much complication at all. So let's just see how much progress I can make in however much time. Alright, I think I'll record this teardown for fun. Sorry about that. It is 5 o'clock, maybe 1 minute to 5. I did cheat by already disconnecting the connectors underneath the playfield, so we'll see how long it takes to tear this playfield down. So here we go. Okay, I do gotta say, that was a royal pain in the ass. I had to prop out the playfield so that I could get access to the stuff at the back, which wasn't that big of a deal, but what was a big deal was that, oh, there's that broken light bulb. That's the trick. Okay, if you're tearing apart an AC/DC, remove this darn socket before you try and feed three wire harnesses through that. Also, in order to even do that, you need to remove the plastic that's underneath the ramp, which is awkward and annoying, and then feeding the wires through here without removing this socket was extra annoying. The other wire fed through here, this little loop, then around to the other side, and then down through and down in there. So just fishing out all these wires that were in every hole and nook and cranny. The left side wasn't so bad, but the right side was annoying. Plus my space between the machines is blocked by my pin gulp a little bit, and I can't slide AC/DC or else the playfield will fall, and I also feel like I have a metal sliver somewhere, and my knees were banging against this small opening. So that whole experience was not all thoroughly enjoyable. And you also saw me fighting with the camera, so sorry about that. But, okay, that's where I'm at. Now I am going to straighten out the machine, put the playfield off the chair, and the rest should be fairly simple. So, fingers crossed. Okay, time actually flew there. Hold on a minute. What's going on? Ooh. Yeah, so it's 5:40, so it basically took 40 minutes. And, oh, one thing I forgot, flipper rubbers. So here's the old rubber pile, then I kind of, if I get stuck, then I can know exactly what size. Well, I'll just look at the manual. But sometimes when people replace rubbers, they don't use the correct size, so I wouldn't count on that necessarily being correct, but it's probably likely. Look at this. Very filthy. Okay, yeah, so let's just call it, let's just say an hour total for fun. It's about, with labeling the connectors and removing everything. Oh, I missed one light bulb here. I think that's where most of the dirt came from, is these light bulbs are filthy. Well, actually everything's filthy. So I think I removed basically everything. I'm gonna deal with these rubbers one at a time because there's so many of them that I don't want to lose track. And going through my 100 photos sometimes can be a bit of a pain. I think I've removed almost everything I want to remove. Maybe I want to remove this so I can clean this back corner a little better. Oh, there's another little plastic here. I'm gonna have to remove that because there might be, yep, there is. There's a light underneath there. So I'm gonna remove that. This. I left the gate here so I don't forget to install that and then have to take apart the whole playfield to put it back on. I just left this wire here because it's not doing anybody any harm, and quite frankly I'm not even sure how easy it'll feed up the hole with this wire guide in the way. But that is basically it. My goodie bag did come with new decals, so if these don't clean up, then I'll just replace them, but I feel like they should clean up okay with a little rubbing alcohol, maybe magic eraser. They usually do. But yeah, here's some of the before and the after. Oh, is that evidence that someone actually tried to wax this playfield once upon a time? Wow. Look at that. That is wax. Or Novus. Somebody actually cleaned this once in the 10 years it's been played. That's a surprise. Okay, well, so if it's 6-ish, that leaves me a solid hour or two to keep puttering around. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, but you will be the first to know. Oh yeah. Ugh. Oh, I forgot to show you the table. So the method to my madness is left to right is the way I uninstalled stuff. There's like 5 rows of stuff. And now I gotta install it in the opposite order. But there's a few snags just the way stuff has to go on before other stuff can go on. There's about 3 or 4 of those situations where if I don't do it right, I'm gonna end up removing a bunch of crap. And I'm going to try not to have to do that too many times. And in the last video I was like, I don't know what these are when I was referring to the pop bumper lights. Well, this is the answer. Old school LEDs. So those are garbaggio. Well, I guess I could save them because they're not per se garbage, but they will go into my bulbs bin here. This is just all the bulbs I've removed from AC/DC alone so far. And pretty much all of them, but probably I'd say 126. That's my guess. I will let you know when I count them. But yeah, that's what I'd guess. Probably around there. So, okay. Alright, Corey just messaged me and says Saturday is the cutoff for a Marco order. So, he's going to do a Marco order, and I need to see if I need anything. So, I got to jump on that boat as soon as I can. I don't actually think I need anything yet that I can think of for AC/DC. But I know I need some locks, because that was my last one. Okay, so keep on keeping on.